Alright, final leg. We're here to talk about the final 2 days of the USA Championships that went down in Des Moines, Iowa. Let's jump right into it. We saw the women's 400-meter hurdle. Sydney McLaughlin, she's been really dominant. She's been really consistent. She was the highlight of this race going into the meet. She definitely was one of the front runners, but she had a lot of competition in Dalilah Muhammad, Shamir Little, Ashley Spencer. Of course, Corey Carter has the world championship bye. Dalilah Muhammad, though, the 2016 Olympic champion, she showed why she is one of the most consistent over the past couple years. She managed to take the win comfortably in a world record of 52.20 seconds. She ran away from this field, 16-year-old world record that she broke. She's going to be that favorite going into the World Championships. Of course, Sydney McLaughlin, she finished second in 52.88 seconds, the second fastest time she's ever run. Ashley Spencer got that third spot in 53.11 seconds, her personal best there. So keep a lookout for all these women. Dalilah Muhammad, again, that world record 52.20 seconds. We're going to see a lot more from them going into the Doha World Championship. Now, in the men's 400 meters, which went down on day 3, we had Michael Norman and Fred Kerley coming into the final as the favorites. They both went toe-to-toe to the line in the semifinals. Fred Kerley, he managed to come away with the win, making the upset over Norman, 43.64 seconds. A huge performance from him that improves his personal best, moves him to number 6 all-time in the 400 meter, moving just ahead of LaShawn Merritt. So great performance, showing that he's ready to come back. He's ready to challenge for a medal at the World Championships later on this year. Michael Norman, he came second, 43.79. That's actually the third fastest time that he's ever run. He said that he had been struggling with a couple injuries, but he is back healthy. So we're going to see these guys competing for a spot on the top of the podium in Doha. They're going to be joined by Nathan Strother. He came in 3rd place. So great 400 meter team that we have going to Doha. Now in the men's pole vault, we had Sam Kendricks. He's a 2017 world champion, so he didn't need to compete here, but he was really going for it. He managed to come away with the win in 6.06 meters. That's an American record, facility record, world lead, all of those. That's number 2 all time in the history of the pole vault. The last time somebody had jumped farther was 25 years ago. So huge performance from him. He's setting himself apart from the rest of the field. We have a lot more guys that are going to be competing. Of course, Mondo Duplantis. We have Piero Lizic, who's been jumping really well. Renaud Lavillanine. So a lot of guys are still in that pole vault, but Sam Kendricks separating himself from the rest of the field and really going for a defense of his title in Doha later on this year. Now, keeping with the records, we had DeAnna Price in the hammer throw. She managed to come away with an American record, improving upon her previous record of 78.24 meters. So great performance from her. She's in the running for a medal in the hammer throw at Doha. The U.S. usually isn't known for getting medals in the hammer throw or competing very well, but DeAnna Price is showing that she's definitely going to be competing for a spot on the podium in that women's hammer throw. So keep a lookout for Price when we get to Doha later on this year. Now, jumping back into the 400 hurdles, we had Rai Benjamin on the 3rd day as well. He managed to take away with the win very comfortably. We knew he was going to win, 47.23 seconds. Great performance. That's not a personal best. That's not a world lead, but he's showing his consistency as always. He's run really consistent since coming off that 47.02 from last year. This year, he's been dominating. Rai Benjamin, Carson Warholm, Abdurrahman Samba, all 3 of these guys have been running very well, and we're going to see great competition in Doha later on this year. So keep a lookout for that men's 400 meter hurdles. Now, in the 800 meters, we had Ajee Wilson on the women's side. She managed to comfortably take the win, running 1:57, getting a season's best for her. She is probably the front runner for the 800 meters going into Doha. She's probably the top gold medal threat in Doha. Of course, we have Caster Semenya and Francine Niyonsaba. They're not able to compete right now because of the issues they're facing there. So Ajee Wilson, again, she's probably the front runner for the gold medal going into Doha. Then on the men's side, we had Donnovan Brazier. He managed to comfortably take away the win from his training partner, Clayton Murphy. So Brazier has a lot more competition on the men's side in the 800 meters. We have Emmanuel Carrere, we have Nigel Amos, so a lot of guys there, but Brazier is definitely going to be going for a medal. Clayton Murphy already has the bronze medal from 2016 Olympics, so these 2 guys are going to be shooting for a spot on the podium when we get to the 800 meters in Doha. Keeping with the distance races, we had Shelby Houllihan in the 1500 meters. She's been kind of one of the uprising stars from last year. This year, earlier, she kind of got injured, but she came here to perform, and she came away with that title ahead of Jenny Simpson. Both these 2 ladies are going to be a really strong contingent going into the World Championships later on this year. Houllihan also got the 5,000 meter win, so she said she's going to be dropping out and only contesting the 1500 meters, but great performances from those 2. Then in the men's 1500, we had Craig Engels. He managed to take the win over Matthew Centrowitz. Of course, Centrowitz is a 2016 Olympic champion, so these 2 guys are really going to be some great competitors and going for some medals in the 1500 meters in Doha. Now, jumping back to the sprints, we had Noha Lyles in the men's 200 meters to finish off the meet. He was, of course, one of the heavy favorites in any event in this competition. He comfortably came away with the win, 19.78 seconds, one of his best runs that he's ever had. Of course, he's run 19.5 this year, but he is showing that he's always consistent. Second place was Christian Coleman. He came away comfortably to make that team. He ran 20.02 seconds. So great performances from both these two guys. Lyles in the 200, and then Coleman's going to be in the 100 and the 200. They're likely going to get together and compete for a gold medal on the 4x100 meters for the USA. Now, in the women's 400 meters, we had Shakima Wimbley, who had been looking really strong throughout the rounds. She managed to come away with the win, 50.20 seconds. Great performance from her to take her second U.S. title. Right behind her in second, we had Kendall Ellis, who had been struggling for the past couple months, but she came away with second to make her second U.S. team. Then in third place, we had Wadeline Jonathas. She's been a great collegiate, the 2019 NCAA champion in the 400 meters. She came up for third place. Allyson Felix, who had been struggling, she hadn't competed in so long. It was a story of the meet because she gave birth back in November last year, but she came up for sixth. So she's not going to be on the individual team, but she is definitely going to be in consideration for the relay in Doha. So definitely great race. Again, Shakima Wimbley taking that national title, 50.20 seconds. Now, finishing off with the hurdles, we had the women's 100 meter hurdles. Kendra Harrison came away comfortably with the win, 12.44 seconds. In second place, we had Nia Ali book her ticket on into the team. She's a 2016 Olympic silver medalist. Then in third place, we had Brianna McNeal, who's been kind of inconsistent, struggling with some things. She booked her ticket as well. She's a 2016 Olympic champion. So great strong team that we have here. Then on the men's side, we have Daniel Roberts take the title over Grant Holloway in that 110 hurdles. Great performances by both these NCAA athletes. They've been going really fast throughout the season. They just booked their tickets to Doha. In third place, we had Devon Allen. He's been a U.S. champion a couple times, so he also booked his ticket. These three guys are going to be representing the U.S. in Doha later on this year. All right, so those are highlights from the USA Championships over the past 4 days. Of course, tons of other performances. We had Brittany Reese, Tori Bowie making the team in the long jump. We also had Vashti Cunningham getting another title in the high jump. A lot of other performances. Make sure you guys keep checking us out. We're going to be back again to start recapping the Diamond League, which is on a slight hiatus. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment on your favorite performance from the entire USA Championships, and we'll start to interact there. So keep tuning in, and we'll be back again very soon. Thanks.